Hi everyone, I'm back, and what I have planned is the one with the little balls in the paint. So what I want to do is fill it up with those little balls and a little bit of the really small ones. And these really go a long way. I bought two of every size, but as you can see, this is the third one I'm using, the third painting I'm using it on, and it really does go a long way. So we filled up the cup with all these little balls. Then what I'm using is Vallejo, so I'm putting the Vallejo in. And I want to keep some because I want to maybe do an additional pour if I don't really like it, what's happening. Ooh, a lot of bubbles going on. A little green, a little yellow. And the little balls are coming up. Oh, I don't really like this color. Let's wait with that color. Okay, let's do this. I do want to keep them a little bit centered if that's even possible. Let's see what happens. Nah, they're floating around. They're doing their thing. And there's a lot of those little bubbles left in the cup, so I think I'll have to pour another one and stir it up a little with my stick. See? There it goes. That is really very interesting. Let's see how we can do this. I'm gonna put the rest of the paint in the cup, and I'll pour straight over it. Let's see what happens. Very, very interesting, because as you can see, these balls are just sort of floating in the paint. Let's give it a little bit of a torch here. And I have to really do the pour thing. Look at that. That is not good. But that doesn't matter. You know, it's all about experiencing the this medium. So let's experience it. Okay. This is a freaking mess. There you go. Well, this is not the way to do it. I can tell you that. Because what I really wanted was more of the bubbles going on in the middle. Now they're going on all over the place, even on my hands, and there's still some in the cup, which I'm gonna pour out in a, oops. Nah, this is a disaster. I'll tell you what, the other two that I did, you know, the videos you've already seen, I think that's the way to go, because you want to put it on first, you want to let it dry, and then you come in with your pour. And that way it'll look a lot better than what's happening here in the cup. This is really a mess. Well, I don't know. Okay, let's get these off the sides because I don't want all those bubbles on the sides. There is some stuff going on and there is a lot of bubbles. And I just got a cup of coffee, which I'm also going to test. Let me get some new gloves. Now I don't have any space to put this. Remember that I did these? Okay. So I just, my husband made me a nice fresh cup of coffee and I'm going to put it straight on. Here we go, gonna put it on the big one here, the thick one. And I'll let that sit for a bit while I do this, and then I'll take the cup off and I'll let you decide if it works, yes or no, okay? Now, what I would want to do is do something in the middle here to make it a little bit more interesting. And I'll see if that works. I'll get the little palette knife. But it's really hard to mix up this paint because you got all these little stones in the middle. Just minimal cells, but overall, well, it's an experiment, right? So that's it, an experiment. I am going to add balls in the middle though, because I want to do some brushing on the with bronze or metallic or whatever, and it can soak up a little. See that? The medium ones. There it goes. And a little bit of the sand. Let that soak in too. Okay, I think we got a lot going on here. And we'll just let this soak in here in the middle. As you can see, it is really soaking up. That's a good quality of these little balls, that they soak up that paint so that they'll stick together, and this will just be one, you know, big piece of little balls. Maybe a little bit more, you know, because it is about, you know, experimenting with the stuff. I really want to make these, you know, sort of copper or gold colored. These big ones. I'm going to brush over them very lightly. The medium ones. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, I can imagine what it's going to look like when it's ready. But I do have to cover up a little bit of canvas here and there. Whoops. Get a little bit more paint on there. I'll let that go over the side, because I do have a couple of corners exposed. There it goes. Okay, that's looking okay. Oops, here I got a whole bit exposed. There we go. Turn it around a little bit. Yep. That's it. Oops, made a little scratch in there. Shouldn't have that. Okay, this is all done. This is pretty much done here. Maybe a little bit on here. That's it. Ooh, it's all falling over the edge. But that's okay. We'll let it go. There we are. We'll just let this stuff dry and we'll see what it's gonna give us. Let's give it a little bit more there because I don't want it on the sides. It's I don't think that's nice, and I don't think I can get it off when it's dry. That looks better. But as you can see, all those little balls are really soaking up the fluid, and that's good because then it'll be one, big thing, just one compact thing, and it won't fall off later when it's all dry. You don't want it hanging on the wall and the stuff all falling off because that'd be really ugly. So we don't want that to happen. Now back to making it a little bit more interesting with a little bit more color. I think I should get my little pipette. I think this one is leaking. It's not sucking up any paint. Let's get another one. I will have to be doing a big cleanup in a bit because this is really a mess. A little bit of dark in there. And coming through. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. I like that. And then some yellow. It's not really yellow, it's a transparent orange. We'll see how this works out. Then put a little brown in. Yeah, that's making it a little bit more interesting. That's that. I'm done. I think that's it. I don't want to do any more. I don't want to add any, maybe just a little bit of that really light unbleached titanium down here. Could do with a little bit down here. Coming through with it. That's nice there. You just want to blend it in. I don't want, just these little circles going on. Just want to blend it in just a little bit. That's it. That'll dry nicely, and I see that the color is really soaking up into these little balls. So we'll have, it'll be different when it's dry, I'm pretty sure, because now when I put the balls on top, you saw all the balls, and now they're slowly soaking up the color, so you won't really see them that prominent when this is dry. But what I want to do is like take a little bit of a cloth on my finger and just brush over these little balls so that they will give some sort of a metallic. I am going to add a really tiny little bit of glitter though. And I'm going to use the, this is the holographic one. See that? It's really fine, because I want to have a little bit of a illusion that there's something going on in the middle here. Too bad you can't really see what's going on with this, but it's really, really nice. And when I add the last of the metallic on top, it'll really pop, I'm pretty sure. So that is beautiful right now. I hope the paint doesn't soak it all up so you don't see the glitter thing. But I'll have to figure out a way to show you guys what's going on, you know, with the glitter, because you can almost not see it. Yeah, that's really pretty. I'm starting to really like it now. And a little bit of blue. Up here maybe, because that's blue and this is blue. And down here is a little bit of blue. Really tiny little bit, not too much. Okay, that's that. Now, we've had our cup of coffee on the on this. As you can see, okay, here goes. Yep. Well, the thing is, it doesn't stick, but as you can see, it does leave a little indentation. So it can be two things. Either the top coat is too soft to use for coasters, or you have to let this cure for, I don't know, 4 weeks. And that wouldn't surprise me, you know, because usually this stuff, see where you see the indentation? Usually this stuff does take a long while to cure. So we'll just test it again, like in 2 or 3 weeks. Here I still see that is still smooth. It has no indentations from the cup, and this one does. And you know, just putting it on like that for a little bit, that doesn't leave any indentations, but leaving it on for a long time does. So we'll just have to wait for another 2-3 weeks and then test it again. So I'll put this away and leave it for then. Okay. Well, I'm just looking at it, thinking what you guys might think. Some might think it looks like vomit. Yeah, maybe. I think it'll be better with the other two that I made, because there's really, you know, this is sort of all over the place, and the other ones, they really have that in the middle there. And, you know, I think it looks more controlled. As to this, looks more like some kid got really sick and, you know, just did its thing. That is so gross. Sorry about that, guys. But let it dry, and then let me give it a highlight with the metallic, and then we can all just decide what we think of it, if it's ugly or if it's, you know, just something artsy. We'll see. You know, never do the thing where you think, that's nothing, I throw it out. You know, give it a chance, let it dry, do your thing on top of it, and then, you know, you can always throw it away, I guess. Okay. that's a good cup of coffee. Now, I'll be cleaning up this big mess, and I think I'll be coming back with alcohol ink. I still haven't got it out of my system, and usually when I do new mediums, after a while, you know, it's just not that appealing anymore. Then I think, why did I buy it? It's not doing what I want it to do. And I get a little bit, you know, discouraged. But not with I'm not there yet, because I still have a lot of things in my head that I think. I'm thinking about doing a alcohol ink on canvas board, because I've seen nice results on canvas board, and I got a couple, so I can do that. And I was thinking about really taking a long time to do one, where I first pour the biggest circle, then wait for it to totally dry, then come back, do a little, you know, just a circle that is a little bit smaller, then smaller. But that I'll have to do off camera, because I have to come in, do it, go away, wait 15 minutes for it to dry, come back in, do it again. You know, you get the drift. I'll have to be waiting 15 minutes or so for that stuff to dry in between that I manipulate the paint. So, ooh, they're almost gone now. They really soaked up all the paint. Okay, so you get the idea. I might do that off camera and show you tomorrow, but I will certainly clean this up and come back with maybe a really big one, an A3 a Yupo with alcohol ink, because that sort of feels good. Oh, there was someone that said, you don't have to add alcohol because it's alcohol inked. I know it's alcohol inked. And maybe you should, you know, do a little research, because that's how they use it. It's not only that you have these little alcohol inks and you use them out of the bottle and that's it. You can, you know, dilute them with more alcohol. That will make the colors, you know, lighter and more transparent. Because if you use your alcohol straight out of that little bottle, it is so intense that, yeah, I'll show you in a bit. I'll show you on a little bit of Yupo, I think, because that is way too intense for me. I was going for that nice little tidal look, and you can do that with the undiluted ink, but let's be honest, who wants to spend like, I don't know, $5 to $10 on one Yupo worth of alcohol ink? You don't want to do that. I don't. So let me clean this up. I'll be right back. I want to thank you all for watching. Love you all to pieces. Liebe euch alle, and I'll see you in a bit.